Acre Steakhouse.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim sauce with the awesome fave, with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another week of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. And we're getting loaded up on the Let's Eat South Florida group. A little technical glitch here, but that never stopped me before. And we're going to say hello to the new week and goodbye to Tua Tagovailoa, and hello to the Dolphins' newest signing and newest quarterback. It will be one Malik Willis. Defo, your reaction to this just breaking right now news?
Not a huge surprise. I mean, Willis had the Green Bay connection, and it seems like we want to be the Packers. In fact, they just signed Fuzzy Thurston to help lead the blocking for Malik Willis. Willis had flashed potential. I mean, if you look at his stats from last year, he didn't play much, but when he did play, he completed like 30 out of 35 passes, something like that. So these guys that just took over as GM and head coach, very familiar with him, seemed like he was a bit of a hot commodity in terms of quarterback talk, where he might end up around the league. And so here we go. We'll see if it works. Mired in mediocrity, I think, was always a headline in your columns, Mayo Man, all those years that you were covering the Miami Dolphins, and managed to alienate yourself from management and the head coaching staff and a lot of the players. So I hope that we don't remain there. But yeah, no big surprise. I don't know, and we still haven't been able to explain. And Lubie and I have been staggering around this issue for a while, and not sure if you have any more insight into it than we do, which is none. But that is, I don't know. And as good a friend as we are with Brett Tesler, the agent of the Stars, I'm not sure that anybody can explain exactly how dead money against the cap works. So I'm not sure where they're at, but let's hope it works out well.
I know how dead money at a poker table works because I was looking at it a couple of times. You get your money in and you call somebody and you have the absolute non-winnable hand. But that's the way the Dolphins are feeling.
Dead money represented a player that you knew was a sucker. Really, wasn't that a term for like you know that you're going to easily take these guys' money and that they're playing with dead money? Is that also?
Well, that's another term. Yeah, that's when you're going against a fish. But yeah, but another term is when you put your money in and your hand is unwinnable. You have 0.0% chance of winning. That's also known as dead money, which is never a good thing.
That never happened to Sammy Faha when he was dangling that cigarette when they first started televising his stuff on ESPN, or Scotty Wynn, or David Negreanu, or Helmuth. It didn't happen to the greats. You rarely saw them playing with dead money.
Well, it happened to me a couple of times this weekend, which made for a long weekend, but that's okay because talking about dead money, though, $99 million to pay somebody to do nothing and go away. That's like, I think
my dream come true.
That eclipses Bobby Bonilla money, right? How much was Bobby Bo getting?
He wasn't getting that much. I mean, I think he was getting $1 million a year for 25 years. So back then, that represented huge money when he signed that deal. But yeah, $100 million to walk away, that's a beautiful thing. But some other team will sign him for like $1 million, which is the league minimum. And who knows? He'll probably reestablish himself as a superstar now that he's left the fans. This could be. Is it possible, Mike Mayo and Mike Lubitz, that the Dolphins are now suffering from New York Jets syndrome, where whatever they touch turns to, let's say, manure, just to keep in the context, the parameters, the guidelines of good taste here on the Let's Eat South Florida group?
Yes, I think that's possible.
You seem distracted. Are you okay there, Mike?
Yeah, no, I'm having all kinds of trouble getting us loaded onto the Let's Eat group. So I'm going to let Lubie
watching all this brilliance that we're espousing on the Dolphins. Come on,
no, people watch it. They watch it on the South Florida.
I don't know what the Dolphins are doing. To me, if you're stripping everything down to then go spend money on a quarterback, sounds weird. They go and trade Fitzpatrick today. They release Tua. They're gonna have to eat his entire contract, which is unfathomable to me. Pay for a guy's entire contract for him to not be there. At least with coaches, you do it because you get a new coach. Like like you get nothing with doing this with Tua. I don't understand. I just don't understand what they're doing with Tua at all. I would have just kept him and paid him to be on your team. It's stupid to pay a guy to not be there, but then to go spend big money on Willis is a fine quarterback. He may be a starter somewhere. He's not Patrick Mahomes. Like he's not a guy that's going to win with garbage. So like to bring Malik Willis in on a team that you're clearly rebuilding, which is fine. They had a ton of really bad contracts. They needed to rebuild. I'm all in on that. But then you don't then go sign the quarterback that's your future quarterback, right? Like I pick a lane. They're doing this thing again where they don't know what their path is, and it's very confusing. I don't understand.
Sounds like that war going on in the Mideast, but
oh, that's a whole other
Foot war. It's not really a war.
oh,
It's an exercise.
Incursion, police action. Wasn't that the Korean War where they called that a police action or something?
I don't know. I mean, I grew up in protesting the Vietnam War, and we didn't really understand what was going on there for the longest period of time. And when we realized what the hell was happening, it was like, okay, let's start marching in the streets.
And speaking of that, was it Country Joe McDonald?
Yeah, just checked out.
He just checked out. 1, 2, 3, 4. What are we fighting for?
Yeah.
Damn if I know.
Give me an F. That was his big thing.
He was a big hit at Woodstock. All right, we're fully loaded up now. Now I'm engaged. Had a good morning. Actually got to the gym. Did my Ozempic shot, so you will not see me stuffing my face with anything today, even though I do have some food highlights to recount from the last few days. But this Dolphins news, it's weird because Steve Ross obviously has all the money in the world. He has money to burn, and now literally he will be burning a pile of $99 million, unfathomable to us. And like you mentioned, when I was in my sports writing days, I did always kind of say that the Dolphins were the living representation of mediocrity, and I always wrote that every time that they raise the season ticket prices, that the price of mediocrity keeps going up. So
good line, right, Mayo.
We are. I used to have them. I used to have those zingers.
Came up with your stuff. You were a good sports writer, solid as a rock.
Thank you. And I considered myself a pretty decent food writer as well. So that was always fun.
Different language, different terminology.
Yes, different. And, then there's the gambling, which is a completely also different language, like dead money and going against the fish. Dead money fish. That seems to be the theme of the day. Malik Willis, though, did we have any information, Lubie, in terms of numbers, years?
I've seen this 3-year, $67 million. Literally,
so this is the bridge
deal, exactly. But it's not a bridge deal. It's not Sam Darnold to the Vikings. Like this is what you pay the guy because you think he's going to be the guy, and then when he turns out to be the guy, he then gets that Tua deal. Like this is a real deal. 20-something million a year for a guy that's never been a starter in this league is you committing to him to be your starter.
Yeah, and you know what I heard this morning, Dave Hyde, our friend and my former colleague on the Paul Castellanovo show, when the news about Tua being released broke, and Dave said, it's clear that the new regime is completely turning the page and going back to page one, and whatever.
Oh, wait a minute! This just came. They signed Jerry Kramer now. Also.
Joe Willie. No, Jerry Kramer. Yeah, it has to be Packers.
Paul Hornung and Jim Taylor are going to be.
Bart Starr. Why not? Bring in Bart Starr.
Boyd Dowler, I think, will be playing for us.
As long as it's not Brett Favre, because then our friend Ken, the professor, will have conniptions because he is a huge Brett Favre fan, right? No, look. But on the Paul Castellanovo show this morning, Hyde was saying, yeah, they're just clearly starting anew, wiping the slate clean. Fine. I don't know if Malik Willis is the answer, but I guess they didn't think that the guy that they had in house, what's his name, Corey Elwes or whatever,
Quinn Ewers.
Quinn Ewers is
not the answer either. But again, that he's not the answer. That's the whole point. Is you're junking it to be really bad to get a top 3 or 4 pick. Next year's draft should be loaded with quarterbacks. And then that's when you go get your quarterback. Like to spend, again, I didn't mind them getting a veteran quarterback. This deal on Jaffe is saying it's $45 million guaranteed. That means it's pretty much 2 years, $45 million. And that other year isn't guaranteed. Okay. It's still committing a lot of money to a quarterback that you don't have the roster to hold up. I'm just very confused at what they're doing. Honestly.
Well, they're going to rebuild the airplane, I guess, as it's flying because they need help.
Yes.
That So I guess that's my analogy. So this morning on the Paul Cashinova show, he was a little bit dismayed because he has a huge cardboard cutout of Tua in his studio that his gag of the last 4 years.
Oh
And
yeah, I
everybody,
have one right here.
do you have one too? But he had a huge, like, life-size cutout where everybody who came into the studio would pose for a picture with the Tua cutout. And he says, "What am I going to do with this now?" And I texted him that my suggestion was that he should have guests and listeners come to the studio and pin $1 bills to it, just like, at the Feast of San Gennaro in Little Italy, where they have that big statue and they parade down the street and everybody pins the dollars to it. And then that usually the one in New York goes to the church. But for the Tua cutout, I say all the dollar bills could maybe offset the Dolphins cap hit.
Yeah,
But,
there you go.
I don't know. It's weird times we live in when people can get paid for doing nothing. College coaches get fired and get tens of millions of dollars. Where did we go wrong, Defo? Why couldn't we go into some sort of...
That's deep.
I told Louis this the first day I worked with him. I said, my dream is to sign a 5-year contract at some radio station with all the money guaranteed and get fired the first day. What could be better? I mean,
as long as it's
paying to do nothing, it's fantastic.
Fired without cause, then they have to pay you. If it's with cause, then sometimes you got to get the lawyers involved. No, I mean, I achieved partially your dream. It was 6 years ago this month that I walked out the Sun Sentinel building. And even though I'm not supposed to disclose the terms of the buyout, let's just say that I got paid my regular salary for a full 52 weeks, along with healthcare paid for 52 weeks before I had to go on.
The problem with that is the year goes by very fast.
Especially when it's COVID and all the things I had lined up, because I had an exit strategy and I had things lined up.
Everybody does.
No, I didn't know that part.
And then the whole world shut down.
No.
So, but the good part was I couldn't travel or do anything, so I didn't spend any money that year. So that was good. But then, my mom was sick, and all the money went to her health care and AIDS and things like that. But that's okay. Money comes and money goes. Is that right, Defo? And we still, as long as you have your health, that is what is.
I'm going to be hitting 75 this year in July, so it's never become more readily apparent to me. I was telling that to my son. We were playing tennis on Sunday morning. Boca Raton. Save Boca, please. Whatever it is they want you to do to save Boca, please save it. Every time I go there, I get like 6 or 7 people that give me the card. I guess it's against developers or whatever. But and I told them straight up as my one piece of wisdom. And it's hard to realize this until it starts affecting you. But you need to savor everything you do. Whether you're eating a meal, that's why all this fetching on Let's Eat South Florida, forget about that. If you didn't have a good meal, go somewhere else and have a good one. There are plenty of places to go. Yep. But if you're going to waste your time belly aching and bitching, believe me, the biggest problem that anybody could have, ask our good buddy Joe Casal, is to have a health problem.
Yep.
And that's, if you're not feeling well, that takes a lot of the steam and a lot of the good vibe that you could possibly generate out of life. And you don't want to live that way. Then you're not living anymore. You're getting ready to die, as they said in Shawshank Redemption. So get busy living, people. That would be my advice. And if you're not healthy, do your best to get to that point.
And hence my sign off every day, which is a Warren Zevon line, which became a tribute album after his passing because he had terminal cancer and he was learning to enjoy the little things in life. And in a final interview with Dave Letterman, he was asked if he's found what the secret or meaning to life is. And he said, enjoy every sandwich. And that is just the daily, take time to smell the roses, do something that you enjoy every day, do something for yourself every day. Obviously, some people are in position to do that more readily than others. And there is a sense of
money doesn't hurt the equation. That's a truism. But it's not everything. And look, plenty of people have gone to their grave with tons of money and they died at what you would consider to be premature ages. So if you're still around, start digging life. That would be my suggestion.
I dig it every day. I do things I enjoy, and that includes eating and going around. And I don't drink as much as I used to, but I still enjoy a good bottle.
Maybe I'm going to increase some of that. Take some of the edge off of you, Mayo.
No, actually, somebody sent a piece. I don't know if it was. I don't know who sent it, but basically that there's been this massive study of people who are on these GLP-1s like the Ozempic and the Mounjaros, and they found one of the side benefits of it is that besides curbing appetite and bringing down blood sugar levels, which is what it was originally developed for, was diabetes type 2. But that it has been wonder drug in terms of addictions and people who have alcohol or drug addictions. A study of 600,000 people, they found that it really helped them not cure their addictions, but curb their addictions. And people who were heavy alcoholics didn't drink. People who were drug users didn't do drugs. The one thing it hasn't helped, and both me and Danny Surfer can attest, gambling. We still gamble like fiends. So I don't know, it hasn't suppressed the dopamine thing. But once we're on the good and welfare portion of the show, you mentioned Joe Cassell. We hope that his recovery still goes well from
Seems to be doing well, this kid.
Joe Beja, also doing very well,
He
which
looks
we
great.
like to see. And we wish Speedy get well. Best wishes. Been laid up in Holy Cross for a couple days, but one Jim Sarney having some issues with his, I guess, the esophagus. So hopefully he'll get out today after getting a little touch up. And yeah, so that's it. And then also, once we're on good and welfare, happy birthday today to my brother, Stephen Burl Mayo. Turns 64 years young today.
Oh, he looks good.
He looks good. Got his new set of teeth. He is looking svelte. And, will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64? Well, in case of my brother Burl, I am going to feed him tonight. And you'll never guess where, Lubie and Defo. What is today's show?
I presume acres if you're smart.
Of course. Today is a Tropical Acres half-price wine night, so I'm going to be taking Burl and his better half Tracy along with Val. We're going to do a nice little 2 couples, 4-person table, and that is the optimum. You go with 4 people, get a couple of different things. We're going to go right into the happy hour bar there, 4:30 to 6:30. So this will count as the live.
You allow me to tag along, we can go to Houston's.
You
Thrown out.
Oh, 5 of us. No, that's not possible.
That's what he's saying.
The house of no. Tropical Acres is the house of I'll talk more about the acres and the upcoming Sunday holidays, Easter and Mother's Day, before we get to the first break. But no, so it's it's a big week for birthdays. Besides my brother Burl, a certain person that I am now living with has a big birthday coming up on Wednesday, and I got a couple of, what do you do? Where do you take of somebody who, when I'm in the restaurant business, where would you go, Defo, if you had it? Let's say if you had a wife, and it was a big milestone birthday.
That I wanted to buy dinner for?
Yes.
Well, I told you my go-to places. I haven't been to the Cafe Max in a while, but I used to love that. And,
ding, ding, ding.
I'm always going, with Joey in Cafe Seville. That would be a number one place, and many other places that I find absolutely outstanding. But those would be my first 2 on my list.
So the thing is, you got it right on the first go round.
The Max is great. I love
Val has never been to Cafe Max. So what I've been doing this past week, we both drew up a list at the beginning of the year of like places that we've never been that we'd like to go to. And 3 of the spots that she had never been to, which are like 3 of my favorite spots in all of South Florida. We went last week to a place in Delray Beach called The Grove. I think I mentioned it here the other day. And then it's funny because we walked in, she says, "Oh yeah, I have been here." But she didn't remember it. But we had absolutely just exceptional, spectacular, flawless meal at the Grove in Delray Beach, which is in the Pineapple Grove neighborhood, not to be confused with the Grove Kosher Market. Or there's another restaurant I saw somebody posted about up in the Jupiter area called the Grove Italian Trattoria, but no relation to that. Cafe Max will be Wednesday on her birthday itself. And then coming up this weekend, she's never been to a place that I rave about in Fort Lauderdale at the Four Seasons Hotel. Evelyn's, that they have debuted a new tasting menu. Chef Brandon Solomon there is a really talented chef. And I guess he's trying to get into the Michelin star game because Michelin star guide loves to reward places that do these tasting menus. And our friend Phil from Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival gave me the scouting report. He went to the Evelyn's tasting menu for the first time, and he declared it exceptional. So I'm looking forward to getting in there. That's going to be Friday. So I've got last Thursday, and then Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I am not just enjoying every sandwich, I'm enjoying every feast. So life is good. So I'm just very glad that I do have my health, knock wood,
Exactly.
and I'm
Yep.
able to enjoy it. Defo, what did your weekend entail? Any eating, or was it just kind of some gallivanting, horse playing, music?
Turned into quite a bit of horse playing. Beyond the scope of what I imagined to begin with, I was supposed to start packing some stuff because I'm going to be moving in about a week. And after packing, you know what I found in my closet? I couldn't believe this. What happened to the Mike Mayo Lunchbox T-shirts?
Oh,
It was white with a black sort of Mike Mayo Lunchbox logo. Did you have those printed? And then I also found one
Okay, did.
featuring Mike Mayo's Lunchbox on the back, official sponsor of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox, of a Wicked Cheesesteaks
yes.
Yes.
T-shirt that
Right.
I didn't remember having because I have one that I wear occasionally now. It's a black one with white
Yes.
lettering on it, but this was kind of a greenish shade, and it featured Mike Mayo's Lunchbox on the back. I was going to wear it, but I put so much crap on top of these T-shirts in the box I was packing that it would have been prohibitive to try and dig it out. But
They make handy dish rags too.
Oh,
But
oh,
no.
who was responsible for the Mike
I-
Mayo white T-shirt with
So
the black logo on it?
I believe, okay, first of all, if memory serves, I know Brian did make up that olive colored,
That was it, olive color. Yeah,
Yeah,
olive colored for when he did the Mike Mayo pork sandwich that
said something about that.
flopped badly. I
Yeah.
thought it was doing well, but again, people do not embrace the roast pork with broccoli.
He was
rabe.
very wise to transition right out of that and into this Boston roast beef.
Boston roast beef is killing it. The North Shore sandwich at Wicked. We were supposed to be there today, but his mom has been kind of ill, and having been there and done that, I know that it's a real strain on him. But hopefully, we can get into Wicked next week and stuff ourselves with cheesesteaks and that North Shore Boston roast beef sandwich, which is great. But yeah, he made up those shirts for the roast pork. That didn't fly. I have it. I'll dig it out and I'll bring it out for the.
But where did the other one come from? This
The
looks
other
like
one, I believe,
Mike Mayo
one.
Lunchbox shirt.
I
You-
think
you-
one-
I don't think you sprung to print those up.
No, I never. I should get into the merch business and try to sell it to our great fan base. But I think it was one James Sarney when it was Sandwich Month, and I was going around eating all those sandwiches. I think it just said
Oh,
Mike
it's
Mayo's
so great.
lunchbox on it.
I mean,
I
it
know.
wasn't a bad looking shirt. I mean, if you were wearing it to play some ball or something, it would have been
Yeah,
all right.
I'll go
Yeah.
dig those out.
Walk of Life might have worked, and it actually looked like it would fit. So I was very encouraged to find this thing.
Yeah,
Along with my Zoe's Summer Groove, I think Lubie has one of these baseball uniform shirt. Do you still have one of those with your name on the back? I found a Marlins jersey with my name on the back. All kinds of crap buried in the corner.
What is the oldest piece of clothing that you have that you? I don't know if you still wear it, but you just keep it because it has sentimental value. Do you know?
That's funny that you should ask because I found this also. I had to buy a jacket. I was doing a boxing match on TV. I got to call it, kind of a last minute thing, and I realized I didn't have any jackets that fit, sports jackets. So I remember going to Sears somewhere in Pompano Beach. I don't even know if the store is still there anymore. I think it is. Federal Highway and Copans, somewhere in that area. And I bought a jacket for $60. And I wore it, and then it became my go-to sports jacket for a long period of time. It was as ugly a sports coat as you could possibly find. It didn't fit very well, and yet, I mean, I hated spending a lot of money on clothes. I wasn't inclined to buy like a $300 suit. Always liked it when we had clothes trades with various sponsors that we had. Shelley Bloom's Fashion Clothiers being one of them for many, many years. So at that time, I was dressing fairly sharply by my standards, but. Yeah, that was probably the oldest thing because this had to be over 30 years ago that I bought this jacket, and it's still there.
Nice. You're doing life right if you haven't bought a jacket or tie in decades, and if they still fit and you wear them infrequently enough that you could wear it over and over again decades later. I'm the same way. I don't want to. One of the reasons I became a journalist, newspaper journalist, and sports writer is because I did not want to wear a jacket and tie or anything every day to some office. I did not want that 9 to 5 lifestyle.
I couldn't have done it. But I ended up with a lot of ties, A, because of clothes trades that we had with various sponsors, and B, because you had to wear one every day on TV. And if you only wore the same tie every day, became
notice.
noticeable, they might vote for you and make you the next president. Some baggy jacket and ill-fitting pants at a
You
time.
need
But
the USA cap
enjoyed it. I
too.
mean, I wouldn't mind getting back to it. Actually, I think there is some truth to the idea of dress for success, even though
Yes.
I'd be the last example of it. But there's nothing wrong with making a better presentation of yourself. Like overdressing usually is not viewed in a negative way.
Yes.
If you're dressing maybe a level up from what would be in Florida, look, you can walk into a fancy restaurant like Cafe Max in shorts, for God's sake.
Yes,
Whereas that would be just an absolute violation of all protocol in other big cities. So well, we're used to dressing down, but it always impresses me when somebody just is
No,
a sharp dresser.
and you know what? I think I need to start maybe wearing a jacket and tie to poker tournaments because, like you said, dress for success. When you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, maybe you run good. I did that one time when I made it to like day 2 of a tournament. I actually put on a jacket, a sports jacket. I didn't go the full tie route, but I felt very sharp. People looked at me a little bit funny. They gave me a little bit more
I
respect.
have a little more dose of respect. They don't think
Yeah.
you're bluffing. They think you're a serious dude.
Yeah. So
Even if you have 2-6 offsuit and the board shows nothing that would even be remotely favorable to you, they tend to go, wait a minute, the guy with the tie, man, he looks sharp. He's got the collar. Remember when you used to have the little gold pin that went through the collar
yes,
also?
it was
That was a nice
very
look.
tricky move. Cufflinks. I never wore cufflinks, but that was always the sign of success in class, right? Did you ever own a pair of cufflinks?
I had cufflinks, but I was never any good at dressing myself in these kind of stylish fashions, as Lubie can attest to. But I always looked a little sloppy when I tried to go that route, except for a brief period of time where I was paying attention to such things, and I quickly abandoned it because to tell you what, I mean the truth, it just wasn't me for the most part.
So the oldest piece of clothing that I have was a T-shirt from my Tufts University
Oh yeah, nice.
intramural softball league. We all had T-shirts on the same team made up, and it said Tufts Jumbos on it. And the back it had, I don't know, some whatever our team name was. But I still have that buried at the bottom of the drawer. That's from 1983. So that's going on 43 years old.
40-something years. Did it have holes in the armpits? Because I had to throw a bunch of Monmouth Park shirts out.
It was
Haskell Invitational. I did find one that I really like, and I hadn't seen it. I didn't think I still had it, but and I believe this guy came in 940 one day when Lubie was working with me, so it had to be about 15 years ago. Didn't we have a guy on that was part of Eddie Fainer's King in His Court
yes.
contingent? Yeah, and he gave us some shirts. Did you keep yours? Because I got a
I don't know about the shirt, but I remember having the guy. You talked about that all the time, and they had a guy come in from it.
Eddie Feiner, the great softball pitcher. He was kind of like a trick shot artist. He would play with only 3 guys in the field, and they would beat your local fire department and police department.
I played against him.
You played against Eddie Feiner?
Yeah, at the
imagine you were 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts.
oh, I was whiffing terribly. I was.
I mean, this was a guy that struck out like Willie Mays, Ernie Banks. A whole succession of.
He came to play a collection of the Boston Globe sports department back when I was at the Globe as an intern, and we fielded, I guess, a team against Eddie Feiner, and we played at one of the fields down by it wasn't BC, but somewhere in Boston. Yeah, I remember flailing helplessly at the.
Oh no, nobody could hit this guy, and rarely did anybody even make contact. What's great about Eddie Feiner and the King in His Court, if you're a fan of Live from Daryl's House, which is a great series with Daryl Hall, where he brings all these different musicians into kind of like a garage band type of setting, and they play great stuff. But in the background, if you check very carefully, there's a poster of Eddie Feiner and the King in His Court, and I always thought, wow, who would figure Daryl Hall to be an Eddie Feiner fan? But he was. So,
did you ever get on the court with any of the Harlem Globetrotters and do any kind of tricks with them? I remember seeing them a bunch of times.
I never got on the court with the Globetrotters. I have played against pros when they were pros. I mean, Lubie knows my famous story about playing basketball with Dr. J when he was a kid. But yeah, I went out and played tennis against John Lloyd. You remember John Lloyd was married to Chris Everett?
Yes.
I actually had an ace against a guy. I think he was taking a phone call while I was serving. My 60-mile-an-hour fastball went right by him. But and then I got to play. This was over in Aventura. What is it? The fancy schmancy Turnberry. And so I was doing some charity event, and I was on a doubles team with Fred Stolley, who was playing against a couple of the other big Australians. I think Newcomb it was on the other side of the net, and one of the other top Australian players from back in the day when they had like the top 5 in the world. And that was a lot of fun. Fred Stolle was a character, man.
Yeah.
Just absolutely a riot to be associated with.
So back when I was a golf writer, I play a lot of, different, not charity event, but just, going out and have opportunities to play in some of these, not necessarily programs, but, when there was course openings and this and that. But it was like the day after, back when they had the senior PGA played at the Jack Nicklaus Bear Trap course, where now they play actual PGA Tour event up in Palm Beach Gardens.
PGA
National, thank you. But the day after the PGA Senior Championship, I played around with Tony Jacklin, who
Oh, nice. He was a dashing man.
he was going to be the captain of the European Ryder Cup team that year. I forget. I think it was either like 95 or something like that. But he was on the senior tour at that point. And I played, it was a foursome. Now, I'm not a very good golfer. In fact, I'm terrible, but I could get around the course quickly. So it's not like I'm losing balls and keeping anybody behind. But, I shot the moon that day, but I was with him and I just kept going. But, just having him watching my swing obviously infected him, because I saw the next round that he went out and played competitively. He shot an 82. So
Ken Rosewell was the other guy. He was a great guy too. So that was nice being there with also Australian legends.
It's always good when you get on the same court with, and that's the nice thing about poker. You could actually end up at a table in some of these tournaments with a guy like Eric Seidel, who plays at the Hard Rock, and there's some of the big series.
Even without it, I mean, you go out to Las Vegas, and it's not uncommon for some of these big poker stars to just sit down in a regular game at the Bellagio.
And they must have X-ray vision, because they always know what you have, and that's what makes them pros. So
pretty incredible, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, let's take the first break, and then we're going to do a contest winner. And as I mentioned, it's a Tropical Acres Monday, both here on the Lunchbox and for me in real life, because I'm going to be going there later this evening. I'll be in the bar sashaying in for the happy hour at about 6 o'clock, but 4:30 to 6:30, Monday to Friday, you can get those beautiful half-price premium cocktails like the Belvedere Martini. That is my usual. And then you get all kinds of good light bites in the bar. Then you go into the main dining room and you get that unbelievably good prime rib along with steaks, the filet mignon, rack of lamb, seafood dishes. They still got the stone crab special going. They've got broiled scallops and all the kinds of fish and seafood, whatever you want. They've got it at Tropical Acres. Open every day but Sunday, but they will be open on a couple of big upcoming Sunday holidays. First, Easter Sunday, April 5th. And then Mother's Day, Sunday, May 10th. And you can make your reservations right now to get in for those big holidays. And both of those days, they're open from 1 to 8 p.m. So for Easter, you could have a nice Easter, late lunch, early dinner. Give them a call, 954-989-2500. Don't forget to get your loyalty reward card and get it punched every time you go. For every entree, they'll give you a stamp. And then for every 12 entrees that you purchase, you get the 13th one on the house. One of the many reasons we love Tropical Acres, the Studiali family. Again, it has been in business 77 years. They're doing many, many things right. All right, so let's take the first break, and then we'll come back and we'll go over the contest along with some other things going on in the world of food after these words.
Hey, Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligan's, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Guess who's back and better than ever? Juan's. For the best in classic old school Chinese cuisine, a family run South Florida favorite since 1966. It's at 664 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, open every day but Tuesday for lunch and dinner. Chef Alex is carrying on the family tradition that started 4 generations ago. It used to be known as Christina Juan's Mandarin House, and you're going to love it as Juan's. They've got all your favorites: wonton soup, spare ribs, egg rolls, dumplings, Peking duck, and more. Combo lunch specials daily and takeout and delivery. For more information, go to their Instagram page at wans.fl. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk and Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices, served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, for great pizzas, pastas, and Italian comfort classics, you gotta check out Camille's Pizzeria and Ristorante. It just launched a great new happy hour on weekdays, 5 to 7 p.m., featuring all kinds of drink specials, $10 light bites, and a great 3 for $20 appetizer special. It's a true mom and pop shop run by a great couple, John and Maya. He grew up in Queens, and his pizzas and signature chicken parmesan are fantastic. Takeout and delivery available. Go to Camille's ftlauderdale.com for reservations and information. Same great Thai food, beautiful new location. I'm talking about Eat Thai, now in Boca Raton at 6299 North Federal Highway. Thai cuisine is having a moment, and Chef Sopanut makes some of the best in South Florida. A hip and modern spot with authentic Thai street food and some innovative twists. The spicy oxtail soup, Thai bouillabaisse, shrimp ceviche, and classic noodle dishes will wow you. And they now offer full liquor and craft cocktails too. Open every day but Tuesday for lunch and dinner. Go to eatthaiflorida.com for more information. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. I see there's a lot of interest in the contest, and rightfully so, because it really did come down to the wire. We'll get to that in a minute. First, I want to just mention egg creams. Somebody posted about egg creams on the Let's Eat group over the weekend.
Can you still find it? Are the places that still offer that?
It's funny you mentioned that.
I've never actually had one. I know it's a big thing up north. I don't know.
Defo, for the audience, those who don't know, Brooklyn soda shops, can you explain what an egg cream is?
Chocolate milk with soda, basically. What's funny about it? It was a big deal in New York. People used to order them. I think it's really an awful drink.
I
It's right
disagree.
up there with the mint julep. I
Disagree.
maybe it's been too long since I've had one, but I'd much rather
Disagree.
just have a cherry Coke if I was
It's
going to a
it's
soda fountain.
basically a chocolate soda with milk. It's a creamy chocolate soda.
So
And
it's chocolate
when
milk with soda, yeah.
And I think, as a Brooklyn boy who would always stop off at the soda shop luncheonette counter right beneath the Kings Highway station on my way to Stuyvesant High School, on the way home, I would usually either get a slice of pizza at Armando's or an egg cream at the luncheonette, sometimes both. And again, the egg cream, it must be made with Fox's You Bet syrup. That's essential. If you use Hershey's, you're a Goyisha. And number two, it has to be the soda fountain seltzer where you pull down like a soda jerk and then it
Okay.
gets that frothy thing. Now, once somebody put it in my head yesterday, I have all the provisions at my house, but and occasionally I cheat and do it, especially in the summertime. It's a very refreshing drink. But it planted it in my brain. I don't know if they do it at Grandpa's. We're going to be in there later this week with Mark Freed. I think they do it at Jackson's Ice Cream Parlor.
It feels like Jackson's. It does
But
feel like
I know they do it because I went yesterday. Val and I and her grandkids and her son, we went to Top Hat Deli in downtown Fort Lauderdale. Elliot Wolf, the Be Nice restaurant group. Top Hat does a nice job of all kinds of deli meats and also good brunch items. They do. They have a brunch item called the Grand Schlam, which is eggs anyway, a potato latke, and then a choice of you can get either pastrami or bacon or sausage on the side. The Grand Slam, and I think they might even throw a pancake in. But they do have egg creams. Now I got the chocolate egg cream. It was, I say, reasonably priced at $4 because a lot of these specialty drinks now, you go to a restaurant, they're $7 or $6, $7, $8. But my only complaint was it came out and it was really frothy. In fact, too frothy. And I'm going to be the first man in the history of the world to say this, but too much head. It had too much head. So
well, beer can quite often have too much head, but yes.
it was like almost halfway. And I don't know if you didn't like them that much, but it was like a 3-finger rule. The head should never be more than 3 fingers from the top. And you want a nice frothy white foam at the top,
Never
but
had
it
it.
shouldn't be from 2 to 3 fingers. If it's half the glass, then you're getting shorted on the actual.
So but the egg has nothing to do with it.
This is the irony of the egg crème.
I thought there was like a yolk mix. I
There
thought
is no egg and there is no cream, although you do use whole milk, but not half and half or any heavy cream. But no egg and no cream, and an egg cream. How it got that name, I have no earthly idea.
Okay, it sounds more drinkable than the name. I like chocolate milk. I never thought the need to add soda water to it, but
It is available at some delis, and again, Jackson's Ice Cream. We'll find out later this week if Grandpa's offers it.
I'm
But
intrigued.
again, Top Hat Deli, downtown Fort Lauderdale. All right, like you mentioned, Defo, you're getting ready to move, and I can't wait to see what your new setup and home studio is going to be like. You're going to be, I guess, sometimes going to be out and about, like I was, with the phone just pointing it this way. If we ever do a home show, or
I may be giving you the upstate update because it looks like I'm going to take off for Melbourne.
okay,
And spend a week or so up there.
what are those dates? Well, we'll get it. We'll get it later.
After this Sunday,
Next week,
Oh, okay, next week. Okay,
following week, because there's a gap there between the time I'm moving out of here, or at least the
and
place
the
out
new lease opens.
at a very nifty price. So that turned out well, and then. And the new place I can't move into till April 1st.
Oh, and you're going to be missing St. Patty's festivities next Monday. We're going to be with Pat Utter at Shenanigans. We're going to be honoring him with the iconic eateries with Andy Cagnetta. Going to be doing a pre-St. Patty's Day. I'm going to be drinking.
About time you get the award too.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Again, he is
It's
iconic.
definitely earned it for sure.
One of the things that happens when you move is you have to go through all the clutter and figure out, are you going to
Yes.
donate things? Are you going to throw things out? And there are certain things you save. And as we mentioned, like here is my
Yes.
I'm sure you found it. Wow.
my team was the intramural champions, and we
Oh,
made
good
these
deal.
T-shirts 1986, 87. So this T-shirt is almost
Jesus.
40 years old. The weird
so
thing
big.
is it's also an extra large, even though back then I was like
I
165.
thought
Yeah,
you
it
were,
looks a little big.
I'm like, that's a huge ass shirt.
I could probably still fit in it. Now here is the mentioned
That's the Wicked shirt.
olive
I remember
Wicked
that,
shirt
yeah.
that was home of the roast pork sandwich, which home of the Mike Mayo, but that is no longer being offered, but this is a collector's item. I will put it on eBay or up for bid on the chat line. Anybody want to pay?
There you go.
Won't even take Tua type money to get this shirt. Here we go. Here we go. This is the shirt you're talking about. I don't know who
Sarni
made
made
this.
those. I don't think Sarni made those.
I don't know who made this up. It might have been Brian. Brian
It
loves
was
it.
Brian. Brian was doing.
He's
shirts a lot.
in with some of these merch people, and he's got people who make all kinds of.
That shirt's great for a bed shirt. It's like a quadruple X. Shirts. I give it to my nephews whenever they sleep over.
This one was in my heavier days. Yes. Now, got a couple other ones that I think you would appreciate. It's the fashion tour here. This is the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival from the year 2004. So this shirt is going back now 22 years back. I went to 15 jazz fests, I think 13 in a row. I love the and that's going to be taking place in New Orleans at the fairgrounds. One of the great things about the great music festival, besides being one of the greatest assemblage of musical talent of all different generations, and they have like 12 stages going at once, but it's at a racetrack, so you could go across. It's all in the infield, but then you could go out to the main portion of the stands, and they have betting windows open to bet on races around the country that day. And so that's number. And then last but not least, back when America still stood for something. This is I got on the mall when Barack Obama's first inauguration.
Man march, right?
44th president of the United States. This was back in 2000 and January of 2009 after the 2008 election. Remember those days?
Yeah, I miss those days. Yes. And we were going through turmoil during those days.
That's it. So that's the fashion show. All right, let's get to the contest. People are dying of suspense.
In on this contest.
Don Jeffrey, runner-up president. Mayo's
what Duke Carolina was the game? Is that what it was?
It was Duke Carolina, correct. So first of all, let's talk about a hunch play actually came in. Yes. What did we say on Friday about after I did my will and trust?
Yes.
And there was a horse running in the first race Saturday called Trust Account.
Yeah, Defo founded the 6.
And he was the number 6 horse, and he was not the favorite. Thank God, because there were like 4 or 5 scratches. So if the favorite won, like everybody was going to be in the going to the tiebreaker. But number 6, he went off at 5-2, and I had him. Trust Account. He ended up winning relatively easily by 2 open lengths at the end. Did you have it, Defo?
I didn't catch that race. I was out there on Saturday, but I missed the early races, so
okay,
I got there late.
Early bird gets.
I saw it at the horse had won, and then I believe it was on another track. It might have been Aqueduct or somewhere else. A horse called Trust Fund.
Oh,
also
funny. Oh, that's funny.
It was a big day for that to be a sign from the gods.
Exactly.
Unload after you got that done.
I need a trust fund, but a living will and trust. No, the good part was I hit that race. The bad news, it was the first race. So then I ended up proceeding to give most of it back. No, you know what? Actually, I had a good day on Saturday. I ended up winning a winning day because I love this bet. I don't know if you play it. They have these $3 pick threes, all turf pick 3 at they're doing it both Gulfstream and then also at Santa Anita. But some of the major racetracks now, they group all the turf races of the day into a pick 3. And instead of the BS 50-cent multiple where you hit the all button and you never get much of a payback, this you really got to focus. So I hit that pick 3, the turf pick 3 on Saturday. It came back like $190 for a $3 bet. That wasn't too hard to have. So I ended up like 100 to the good for the day, which I'll take these days. That's any win is a win. Do you ever do that? The $3 pick 3?
I haven't played that. I know a lot of people like it. It's not necessarily my game because I don't necessarily have any great affinity for turf racing over. I mean, I love it, but because it's wide open, so you can get some good payouts. But I don't necessarily have the patience for waiting 6 races to get my payoff. I mean, I need immediate gratification.
Okay.
So I'm more of an exacta guy. I do play the pick 5s. Buddy of mine and I, with slight alteration, you can always say this in thinking, could have hit for the $56,000 pick 5 at Santa Anita. We had the tougher legs of it, but whiffed on one when we singled a favorite, unfortunately. And that would have been nice. That would have made my day.
It always would have been. There was the turf pick 3. One of the I had,
and that was a big job.
I beat an odds-on favorite to start. I had this. Basically, I had 2 horses in the last leg for like 7,000, 8,000, and then like a 40 to 1. It was a 30 to 1 to 1 shot. It paid 24,000 for a $3 bet, which is like it's incredible. If you can afford to hit the all button, if you have things figured out in 2 of the 3
at $3 a pop, though, that becomes prohibitive.
It adds up, but I do love that bet. All right, let's get this contest wrapped up. Trust Account was the winning horse. A bunch of people had it. The restaurant, of course, was Burns Steakhouse, which is now 70 years old. Not as old as Tropical Acres or Okeechobee Steakhouse, but world-renowned for its wine collection and dessert rooms. A lot of people obviously got Burns, and they even spelled it right, B-E-R-N.
Yeah, it's E-R-N.
P-S. And then we move into the Duke, North Carolina game, and Duke blew the doors off in the second half. And this was one of the craziest because I think like 7 people were alive to the contest. 6 people had Duke winning, and they all clustered near the number. I don't know what the spread was, but a couple of people had Duke by 14, a couple of people had Duke by 16 and 17, but the actual number was 76 to 61. Duke by 15. 2 people had it. Wow. And then it came down to the ultimate tiebreaker, which is total points. Now, the total points in the game was 137. And that means whoever came closest to 137 was the point total. So I'm sorry to the Koch clan. It is not you. In fact, it was Alexa Habe. Congratulations. You are the winner of this week's Lunchbox 10 Palms Sunday Brunch Contest. Where can I get a ding ding? There we go. Got the bell, the winning bell. Alexa Habe, you had Duke winning by the exact margin, 15, and you had the point total at 145, which is closer than the other one who had 149, and it was 137. So you were 8 points off the point total, and you had the margin and everything else exactly right. So again, congratulations. You and a friend have won a brunch for 2 at 10 Palms. It includes all-day buffet, mimosa, tax and gratuity, and if you get those extra drinks, make sure you'll be paying for those, along with make sure you tip your server very nicely. They do a great job, and I see it's getting some love. Joe Beja and his crew at 10 Palms, a couple people posted about it on the Let's Eat group. One was a first-time winner. She finally won and made it in there this past Sunday, and then we also had somebody else who just likes to go and was basically singing the praises of what a great deal it is and what a good job they do with the food and just what a fun day it is overall.
I was going to say, I just love how people who are newbies to the track take to it. Like, instead of just slow playing it and just going there to eat, you see them right by the windows. You see them getting it all in. They have their tickets. Like, Shirley, every time we go, she's into the races even more than I am. Like, It's really cool to see people really.
Oh, and they hoot and holler, and I love seeing that exuberance of first timers at the track because I used to be that way. Now I just start cursing out jockeys like, "What are you doing? What are you going this? Why are you going up the rail? You got no shot. It's a dead rail today." But anyway, these people get all excited and they're clap. Like Nikki Mohan last Friday, she came with a group of first timers. They were shouting and screaming to the rafters. You think they were playing for their, their rent money, but they were just cashing $2 show tickets. And I want to get back to those days, Defo, where I'm just enamored and thrilled with just the glory and the beauty of it all, and seeing the horses, pretty horses running and galloping down the stretch.
That's why I like going on the
too late for that. Yeah, it's too late.
It's too late. I see a lot of that. You get people bring out their families, the kids are there, the spouses are there that aren't there on a Tuesday.
You sound like me when Lubie used to hate this when I used to write this poetic garbage about spring training.
Yes.
And the real truth was you were getting creamed for $50 a pop to see the Mets starters play one inning. Getting absolutely annihilated at the concession stands. The parking was ridiculously priced. And you were going to stay 5 innings and realize it was too effing hot out to stay any longer and just have yourself a horrible day. So as much as you were talking about the smell of the grass being cut and all of this garbage, the truth was it was a god-awful experience.
Yeah, but at the track, it's like the glory of the thundering hooves.
Saying, enjoy your life. This is what it's all about.
Sure, exactly.
The sport of kings, the majestic, just the regal display. And
it's time to hang out with your friends, win or lose, although I was with a bunch of miserable guys on Saturday.
No, that's never fun.
They were all losing, and I was having a good day.
And that's the words. You got to be quiet.
Geez, look at that. Another $300 exact ticket. Like, get down, have fun, baby.
Oh, and the first timer who went this past Sunday. Lori Profsky, that's her name. I'm
Nice.
sorry, and congrats
Glad
again.
you
She was plugging away for years, and again, I love to see perseverance, and it's good to see a first.
Luca
time.
won a race over the weekend.
Nice.
I saw that. Yes, he closed out.
McGahee out of a 1 for 40 hole that he was.
Love it.
And that was the one that closed out my $190
There you go.
3. So I was very happy with
You didn't pay
one
homage to the
Luca
great Luca Panici.
Luke.
Panici.
Luca.
We love all the Lucas
His
here
namesake.
on
No.
the Lunchbox. All right, let's take the second break. We'll come back. We'll wrap up this edition on National Meatball Day.
Oh, nice.
And, yeah,
That's
and
interesting.
we had a meatball discussion last week, but I'll talk about a lot of Italian places are closed on Mondays, including our friends at Elvis, but a couple of them are open, including our friends at Camille's. They are
Nice.
closed on Tuesday. So if you need your fix of meatballs on Meatball Day, besides going into some sub shops, like I know that you're talking about how La Spada's has a good meatball sub.
Mars has a good meatball sub.
Yes.
I wouldn't necessarily. I mean, it's not like I
These are
would
both
any
very
product
amazing.
that they had, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so enamored with some of the other sandwiches they make. But my friend Jimmy Walker, he loves the meatball sub. Had a couple at a party that we were at. I think when we were watching the Super Bowl, it's the first time I tried one. Absolutely great.
Nice. All right, let's take our second break, and then we'll come back and we'll wrap up this edition of the Home Lunchbox. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, upscale food and a down-home setting, the chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mike Mayo. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets. They've got eggs Benedict. They've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. The finest quality, warm hospitality, and world-class creativity. Those are the ingredients that make Daniel's, a Florida steakhouse, a special place. Come experience the restaurant that's Michelin Guide recommended and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved, with an impressive collection of steaks, seafood, and more, like their foie gras creme brulee. Daniel's is located at 620 South Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, just south of the New River Tunnel, open Tuesday through Sunday for dinner. For reservations and information, go to danielssteak.com. Fresh local fish, a sophisticated setting. I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hours 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and reservations. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Do you love Italian food? I mean, who doesn't love Italian food? Well, have I got a great new place for you, Elvis Italian Grill. It's at 4261 Griffin Road in Dania Beach, right near State Road 7 and the Hard Rock Casino. It's named for its owner, Elvis, and it has all your favorites: pizzas, pastas, veal chops, fresh fish, lunch specials, happy hour, And Hill Bar, great wines, al fresco dining on the deck with a water view. Open for lunch and dinner every day but Monday. For reservations and information, go to elvisitaliangrill.com. A tradition for South Florida sports fans for more than 30 years, Shenanigans. It's at 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach, the place to go for all your favorite teams and events and food that's not your ordinary sports bar fare. Award-winning wings, burgers, fresh fish, and more, TV screens galore, and all-day happy hour specials. The kitchen and bar are open into the wee hours, perfect for late-night bites and very close to the airport. For playoff action, football season, and a good time anytime, Shenanigans. Looking for inspired comfort food in a cozy setting? Blue Collar in Miami is the place to go. Located at 6789 Biscayne Boulevard, it moved to bigger digs a year ago, now has full liquor, and still features all your old favorites from chef owner Danny Surfer. Fantastic burgers, the braise of the day, and the city's best key lime pie. And drink specials every day. Open daily with weekend brunch. For reservations and information, go to bluecollarmiami.com. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. Besides being National Meatball today, it's also National Crab Meat Day. So those who are into crab can also get their crab on. Meatballs, again, places that are open today where you can get good meatballs, besides our friends at Camille's in Oakland Park, Eddie and Vinny's in Coral Springs. And I've got to put what a great story. Our friend Arlene Borenstein, who joins us occasionally on Fridays at Gulfstream, former TV and also Sun Sentinel journalist, but now works for the city of Hollywood. She went to Eddie and Vinny's for the first time with a group of friends celebrating.
Oh, it was her first time?
Last Thursday, they went out to Coral Springs, and it happened to be ladies' night, and it also happened to be the night where they give away those what is it? The
Louboutins.
Louboutin. What's his first name? Christian Louboutin red bottom shoes. They go for almost like $1,000 each a pair. Yes. And the way it works is every time you buy a cocktail on ladies' night, if you're a woman, you get to put a slip into the bin, and then they have a drawing at the end of the night. And then if you are present and you win the pair of shoes, you get the shoes. Guess who won the shoes? Arlene.
Wow.
That's amazing. They got a lot of people for this.
It's a it's a great promotion, and leave it to Crazy Eddie to give away $1,000 pair of shoes every week, but it is working. And I think they're going to look fantastic, Arlene, because she's a very fashionable woman. And good for her. Mazel tov and congratulations to Arlene. Not only that, she raved about the food. She said, "Oh my God, that pappardelle with the short rib."
Oh,
that's fire. She had that. She loved the I guess also
the happy hour items were really good.
And then they have the arancini. They have a great calamari there. They also have this dessert. They're known for the butter cake.
Shirley loves it.
Thing. And she had that, and she's in love with it. She said, "Oh my God, I didn't know this place was so good." I was like, "Of course,
great. Yeah, it's great."
First of all, it's Eddie Pizzoli, and he's just killing it. And number two, it's Lunchbox approved. So if you get that Lunchbox seal of approval,
there you go.
That means you are not messing around. So congrats to her. Tomorrow is a weird day. It's National Blueberry Popover Day. I've never seen or eaten a blueberry popover.
Why do they have to have every food has to have a day? Like, do noodles, just plain noodles have like? I don't know.
Every day. It's just so stupid, but I'll work with it someday. And tomorrow is also National Pack Your Lunch Day. But we're not going to be packing our lunch. We're going to be going to Taco Craft for a Taco Tuesday up at Lauderdale by the Sea tomorrow, because they are debuting a new seasonal spring menu, and I think they have a new taco salad. I thought it was a big taco bowl. It's actually a big taco shell that they put a salad in it. Nice. Somebody in the group was asking about a taco salad, and I suggested Taco Craft, and they went up to Lauderdale by the Sea yesterday. Saw a picture of it. It looks interesting, so we'll be eating one of those tomorrow with the gang up at Taco Craft. It's always great to get up there to the beach, especially in the middle of spring break. Defo, on your walks, have you been noticing spring breakers? What is the scene these days around the beach areas?
Well, there's always a gathering of very attractive women that I pass on my walk, and they pass by me very briskly and usually don't look, here where I'm coming from, ugly old guy coming up the street. But I haven't seen the infusion yet. I have seen some young girls making their way to the beach and you can always tell because of the sunburn. factor, where you have four attractive young ladies, and they had very previously, very white legs previously, and all of a sudden they're red as a beet. But I haven't seen the huge, infusion of spring breakers yet. So
Really?
maybe that's
Okay.
that's
Like
probably
now?
a few days off. No,
Yeah, is it
Yeah,
spring break?
I think it usually is the whole month of March, and
Yeah.
they used to come. It used to be, starting early March and then going through the end of March because
The
now
next
schools end by the end of April, first week of May. So really the middle of the semester. My daughter's coming home for her spring break on Thursday, and she's going to be in town
yes,
for
it's
10
next week.
days.
Yeah, the next
So
week.
next week, she's got a bunch of her friends who are going to be staying with her at her mom's place, and they're going to be hitting the various beaches and
All right,
malls
smart.
and all kinds of
I did
things.
that a couple years.
So that'll be next week. Yeah, probably next week. St. Patty's Day is usually that
Bingo.
confluence of all these big, great events,
Yep.
and it is the biggest day of the year for independent local restaurants. Is St. Patrick's Day, especially if it happens to fall on a weekday. This year it's on a Tuesday, but that'll be okay. It's going to be a big, strong weekend coming up. So lots of fun. All right, pack your lunch day. Not for us tomorrow, but did you used to pack a lunch to elementary school? Did your mom make you things?
yes, of course. There, and my favorite lunch I ever packed was when I used to be a vendor at Shea, and my mom would pack me either, and that was when you could eat and never gain an ounce. So still maintain a very svelte physique. And of course, we were working it off, climbing up and down stairs and ramps and all of that stuff all game. But used to have 3 London broil and rye sandwiches she would make
Oh,
for
nice.
and then her pièce de résistance, my mom, being of German descent and as Jewish as they come, made a dynamite veal parmesan.
Really?
That was among my favorite sandwiches. She would make
She
me a
would
couple
make you a
of
veal
Parmesan
parm sandwich.
Yeah.
Nice. That
Good for you.
my mom didn't get that fancy, and she packed me a lunch every day. PS 236. I avoided the cafeteria food
But
because
we had the usual bologna and cheese and all of that
No.
stuff too.
my mom again. It was Oscar. My rotation was this, and it was like usually one of each during the week. Fridays I would get to go out and walk with my friends to Pizza Italian Pizzeria, and we'd get the 2-slice special for 35 cents with the soda, 2 slices and a drink for 35 cents. And they raised it to 50 cents one day, and I had a fit, conniptions. It's a fit. It was like me going to the gas pumps these days. It's like
Yeah.
a 50% increase.
Amen.
But no, it was Oscar Mayer bologna with Gulden's mustard on
Right.
plain Wonder white bread. Then it would be the Hebrew National salami that would be hand sliced, also on bread,
good.
sometimes with rye bread.
Tuna was big. I wasn't a big egg salad fan.
I
But,
never brought tuna to the lunchroom. That would make me enemy number one because it was pretty stinky, and I
South.
didn't like tuna fish as a kid. I always thought it was an
you
old.
can always
person.
tell the kids that had one though, because the oil would seep through to the bag. These lunches, if you didn't have a lunchbox, like a Mickey Mouse lunchbox or something, the bag always had the oil stain. In fact, that was a big thing at Shea when the kids used to show up with the board and coupons for the free admission to the upper deck, and they would all have a little brown bag, and it always had the oil stain. And you go like Kreskin on them, go tuna. You would be amazed. Whoa,
That's
how did
pretty
you
cool.
know that, man? So-
Either that or it's a slice of pepperoni that they didn't put in a box. But no, and then I would have chicken roll. There was this cold cut. I don't know. It was chicken roll, and I don't know. I ate it. I didn't know any better at the time. And then sometimes just plain old roast beef. We had a great
Roast beef was huge. Yeah.
local deli. I love rare roast beef, and I would also have it with deli mustard instead. I didn't have mayo as a kid. Mayo was
There were
verboten.
people that liked it with ketchup, and I found that just an absolute blasphemous act to put ketchup on roast beef.
Yeah. So
Lubie would be doing that, no doubt.
I had
your
school
lunch.
lunch. I never packed lunch, and we ate cafeteria food from kindergarten all the way through senior year.
Do you have any scars from that? Like, was there?
I
one
liked
thing-
it. I mean, me and my friends all had. Again, I'm sure there were certain dishes that weren't great, but there was a handful of stuff that we really liked. So I don't know. I didn't have horrible experiences with school lunch. I liked the cafeteria. My wife talked crap about it because she bounced around, and some cafeterias had higher levels, some had lower level. I was like, I liked it. I was like, the Mexican pizza was good.
Cafeteria pizza was the
Other
worst. It was
stuff was
like
fire. I mean,
Ilio's pizza was number.
oh yeah, no, the actual pizza was
two.
great.
That was
I don't know. I get it's what I was used to. I don't know. I liked it. I didn't mind it.
all right. Well, all right. That explains a lot about. But you've really come a long way since then. You actually liked cafeteria food. That's
I
going to
didn't
do it for today. We'll see everybody out at Taco Craft, Lauderdale by the Sea
sir.
tomorrow, 1 p.m. start. Come on out and say hi, and you can enjoy some of those great margaritas on a Taco Tuesday. I
Yes,
think
Taco
it's $5
Tuesdays.
tacos and $8 margaritas, and those are, as Defo can attest, the best.
Those are good, no doubt.
They're good.
They're fantastic.
All right. We'll see everybody tomorrow. Enjoy every sandwich.